rise. Couple, speak now. Forever hold your peace. Before we begin, Michael and Brendan would like to pause for a moment to remember those who can't be present here today and those who are no longer with us, especially their grandparents. As we begin, Michael and Brendan would also like to take a moment to especially thank and recognize their parents. These are special people who helped raise them into the adult persons they've become today. They've equipped and embraced Michael and Brendan towards their hopes and dreams, and welcome their new spouse into their hearts, their homes, and their lives. As Michael and Brendan begin this next chapter of their lives together, we'd like to simply pause and say thank you. We gather as a community of family and friends and feel ripples of excitement and tremors of joy as we celebrate the marriage of Michael and Brendan. God has created a world of harmony. Soaring birds, towering trees, brisk wind, animals of all kinds, each unique, each in relationship and harmony with the others. God's first gift was breathing life into humans and turning us toward each other to live in equality and unity. Michael and Brendan have come here to affirm their love for each other and enter into this sacred union. Marriage is a gift. Marriage is an opportunity for love to be learned. Marriage is a journey in which we as the travelers are faced with many choices and responsible for these choices. Marriage is a call to servanthood. Marriage is a call to friendship. Marriage is a call to suffering. Marriage is not an event, but a way of life. Marriage involves intimacy in all areas for it to be fulfilling. Today, Michael and Brendan come together, bringing all of you to this marriage, all of your wonderful parts, all of your hurts and pains. We especially bring today all of your hopes and dreams for this marriage. In preparing for today, Brendan, Michael shared, I knew you're the one for me because I've always loved you. From very early on, I knew we were meant to be together. We drifted apart and came back to one another and instantly connected with one another. We complement each other so well, and I've never doubted that you're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. You're perfect for me because you help me to be more successful in all aspects of my life. You make me want to be a better person. You support me in all my decisions and always help me to succeed. You're more than understanding with me and know exactly what I need in both difficult times as well as good times. And Michael, Brendan shared, I knew you're the one for me because I've never been good at commitment. I knew you were the one when I was more comfortable being with you than not being with you, and that I wanted to keep our relationship going. I couldn't stand the thought of us not being together and knew I would do anything to make you happy and to be with you. You're the perfect balance to me. I'm frugal and safe. You pull me out of my comfort zone just enough to experience new things. Without you, I would never consider moving away from my parents, going on big trips, spending money on things to bring me happiness on a daily basis. You help me to see what is important and focus on living and loving life. You both have tremendous faith in each other as you trust your future to the other's care, and you have excellent reasons for believing you belong together, but you have no guarantees. Instead, you stand together, boldly accept on faith the challenge of creating the future together. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. You marry in faith that God has called you to live as one, and you promise to be faithful to one another in big things as well as small. Your constant faith in each other will give form and substance to beautiful hopes you have for your future. Faith is the conviction of things not seen. Unless you're an unusual couple, at times your marriage won't look anything like the vision you celebrate today. You may not feel much evidence of the love you now feel so keenly. At such a time, remember this moment. Remember the hopes and dreams that have been entrusted to your care. Marriage begins with a leap of faith that says, I will, before an unknown and unknowable future. Marriage is about being full of faith or faithful to one another. Faithfulness respects each other's ideas and feelings, keeps each other's secrets, guards each other's dignity, and honors each other in public and in private. Faithfulness is built from 10,000 minute acts of trust and trustworthiness. In such faith, you'll find the fulfillment of all the hopes and dreams you have today. May God bless you both. Amen. Michael and Brendan, have you come here freely without reservation to join together lawfully in marriage? If so, say, I have.
I have.
Before God and family and friends, I ask you to affirm your vows to each other as you enter into this covenant of marriage and begin to share all the joys of this new relationship, whatever the future may hold. Michael.
Here we are. We made it to this point together. Can you believe we've known each other for 13 years? I knew very early on that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you, and that you were the only person I ever wanted to be with. We grew apart for a while, which allowed us to grow as individuals. But we found each other again a few years ago, and now we've grown together. Each and every day since then, I have woken up thinking I'm the luckiest person alive because I get to be with you. I vow to be open, honest, and caring. I vow to be the truest I can possibly be for you. I vow to work through every problem together with you because there is no problem too great that our love cannot overcome. Brendan, you're my everything. You're my best friend and my confidant. And most importantly, you're the love of my life. I'm so blessed to be with you, and I promise that I will never take for granted. I promise that I will love you for my entire life. After all, you're my lobster.
And Brendan.
I love you, Michael James Armino. Never in my life have I been more sure and less scared to make a commitment. You are my best friend, my sweetheart, and my space tank. And I can't imagine life without you. Thank you for standing by me, being patient with me, and never giving up. I promise to never stop trying, to never stop caring, and never stop loving. I promise to be yours faithfully forever and ever.
Michael, do you take Brendan to be your husband? Do you promise to be faithful to him in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love him and to honor him all the days of your life?
I do.
And Brendan, do you take Michael to be your husband? Do you promise to be faithful to him in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love him and to honor him all the days of your life?
I do.
May I have the rings? These rings are an outward and visible sign and invisible truth, which binds two hearts in one. As such, they are the symbols of the enduring and unending quality of the love which is now expressed between Michael and Brendan. Michael, repeat after me. Brendan, this ring
With this ring
is a sign
is a sign
of my love and faithfulness.
of my love and faithfulness.
Brendan, repeat after me. Michael,
This ring
is a sign
is a sign
of my love and
of my
faithfulness.
love and faithfulness.
These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. These are the hands that will help you hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. Michael and Brendan, today you join your separate lives together. The separate bottles of sand symbolize your separate lives, separate families, separate sets of friends. These bottles represent all that you are, all that you ever be as an individual. They also represent your lives before today. Now, as you take these containers of sand and pour them into the main container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but we join together as one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into individual containers, so may your marriage be. Corinthians 13:4-8 says, "Love is patient, love is kind, love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends." Please join me for a prayer blessing over their marriage. God in heaven, you ordained marriage for your children, and you gave us love. We present to you Michael and Brendan, who come this day to be married. May the covenant of love they may be blessed with true devotion and spiritual commitment. We thank you for giving them strength and courage to keep their vows. Thank you for helping them to create for their family a peaceful, stable home of love as a foundation on which they can build their lives. When selfishness shows itself, grant generosity. When mistrust is a temptation, give moral strength. When there's misunderstanding, give patience and gentleness. When suffering becomes a part of their lives, give them a strong faith and abiding love. Amen. Michael and Brendan, in the future, happy occasions will come as surely as the morning. Difficult times will come as surely as the night. To say the words love and compassion is easy, but to accept that love and compassion are built upon patience and perseverance is not easy. Michael and Brendan, as much as you declared your willingness to enter the state of marriage with each other, declare the same in the company of God and these witnesses. By the virtue of the authority vested in me as an ordained minister and by the state of Florida, I pronounce you husband and husband, united in the pure and holy bonds of wedlock. What God has joined, let no one separate. Go forth in this life as husband and husband with the blessing of God. Be loving, patient, and kind, and above all, forgive one another as God has forgiven you. It's my pleasure to introduce to you all for the first time Brendan and Michael as husband and husband. You may kiss each other. Special of days. They're going to take a few more pictures here, but you got let me tell you, the best reception in the area. I do a lot of weddings. Ceviche has the best food of any place. So anyways, thank you all for being here.